Hello and welcome to Crypto TV. I am your news host Parvati Nirban and let's get into the world of crypto with English News Bulletin. Let's have a look at the headlines first. Cryptocurrencies fall on risk aversion, Bitcoin below $20,000. Bankrupt Voyager offers shares, tokens to customers in lieu of deposits. Web3 startup Mysten Labs to raise $200 million at $2 billion valuation. Klarna's valuation reduces to $6.7 billion in $800 million fundraise. Vauld discloses $70 million shortfall, CFO resigns. Hong Kong to treat cryptocurrency exchanges like traditional finance. Uniswap volume crashes more than $25 billion in June to 10-month low. OKX crypto exchange becomes Manchester City's official training kit partner. Cryptocurrencies fell, tracking investors' subdued risk appetite and lower closing of US stocks ahead of the start of the US earnings session and inflation data later this week. Bitcoin traded below $20,000. US stocks fell to start the week as investors prepared for fresh inflation data and corporate earnings that could influence the Federal Reserve's path for interest rate increases. All the major indexes ended lower, with the S&P 500 falling 1.2%, the blue-chip Dow Jones Industrial Average slipping 0.5%, and tech-heavy Nasdaq Composite Index tumbling 2.3%. Cryptocurrencies led by Bitcoin over the past few months have been mirroring the performance of S&P 500 and Nasdaq. Bond markets continue to flash a warning sign. The US yield curve remained inverted, with yields on shorter dated bonds above those of longer dated debt, indicating investors' concern over the US economy slipping into a recession. The US economy seems to be at the crossroads with contrasting data points swaying investors. The Federal Reserve has reiterated its resolve to continue raising interest rates to tame inflation, with the underlying market narrative is one of the potential fear of rising recession risk. The conflicting data is forcing investors to shun riskier assets such as cryptocurrencies. Reflecting the sentiment of the total crypto market volume over the last 24 hours fell by over 2% to $53.85 billion. Bitcoin was recently seen trading at $19,800, down over 3.3% in past 24 hours. Ether, the second biggest cryptocurrency, was trading at around $1,090, down over 5% in the similar time span. All other major altcoins too traded lower. Voyager, the crypto exchange platform that declared Chapter 11 bankruptcy last week, in an update assured customers that its FDIC-insured dollar deposits would be returned in full pending a reconciliation and fraud prevention process. Voyager last month suspended all trading, deposits and withdrawals and filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection after it lent about $650 million to crypto hedge fund 3 Arrow Capital, which collapsed in June. According to Voyager's update, the firm currently has approximately $1.3 billion of crypto assets on its platform, plus claims against 3 Arrow Capital of more than $650 million. Voyager, which is helmed by CEO Steve Earle, said that customers will receive a combination of the company's equity on pro-rata basis, pro-rata share of proceeds from the 3AC recovery, pro-rata share of common shares in the newly reorganized company, and pro-rata share of existing Voyager tokens. Web3 startup Mysten Labs is in the talks to raise at least $200 million in Series B funding at a $2 billion valuation. Investors led by FTX Ventures have committed at least $140 million for this round. In December 2021, Mysten raised $36 million in a Series A funding round led by Andreessen Horowitz. Klarna, the Swedish fintech company, has raised $800 million in common equity at a $6.7 billion post-money valuation, significantly lower than $45.6 billion it was valued at in June 2021. The company is backed by the existing investors such as Sequoia, the Founders Bestseller, Silver Lake, and the Commonwealth Bank of Australia. Mubadala Investment Company and Canadian Pension Plan have also made their first investment in Klarna. The company, which offers buy now pay later services, said in a blog post that it had not been immune to recent trends in the public markets, and the Klarna's lower valuations are consequently adjustments on par with its public peers from its $45.6 billion valuation in June 2021. After this round, Klarna is set to let smaller shareholders participate on a pro rata basis in an ongoing process in the coming weeks. The troubled Singapore-based crypto lender Vauld, which halted client withdrawals on July 4, has disclosed a $70 million shortfall, while the company CFO Jatin Mazalka has left the firm. Vauld has issued a letter to its creditors disclosing an overall shortfall of around $70 million. While Mazalka left the CFO role after Vauld suspended withdrawals on July 4, he is still advising the company as a consultant. Mazalka only joined Vauld in May and left in June, according to his LinkedIn profile. Vauld said the main contributing factors to the shortfall are market-to-market losses on Bitcoin, Ether, and Polygon trades, as well as exposure to the collapsed algorithmic stablecoin Terra USD. Vauld said that it has assets worth around $330 million and liabilities worth about $400 million. But these figures might not be the final because it is currently undergoing forensic and financial audits, and the disclosed numbers are the best of his knowledge. London-based rival Nexo signed a term sheet with the firm for a potential acquisition. Nexo is currently undergoing a due diligence process and customers' funds remain frozen at Vault. Hong Kong's long-anticipated law-governing cryptocurrency has finally proposed the anticipated Anti-Money Laundering and Counter-Terrorism Financing Bill 2022, which aims to put crypto exchange on par with traditional institutions. The draft proposes to include licensing for virtual asset service providers and enrollment for precious metals and stone dealers. The bill's goal is to use the force of the law to impose tax evasion and counter-terrorism financing requirements on corporations in the two aforementioned areas. The amendments are almost identical to those that would apply to traditional institutions in the financial services industry, and they should meet comparable standards. The proposed collection of regulatory and statutory measures represent a significant step toward mainstreaming cryptocurrencies in Hong Kong's financial system. That's all was in store for today's news. For daily news and updates of crypto world, don't forget to watch English News Bulletin twice a day only on Crypto TV. I'm your news host Parvati Nirman, signing off for now. And don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe Crypto TV on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube and LinkedIn. See you tomorrow and bye-bye.